We're back and we're virtual. We're back on Here's the Deal podcast, video podcast. If you're listening to this, it's way better on video, by the way, because then you can see that I have a beard and I'm also bald, but I wear a hat. So just don't tell anybody that. Anyway, so we're on episode 5, I think, and this is a great day, guys. I got a lot of, well, not a great day. I got a lot of negative emails. People were like, Kevin, you're infecting your guests. Get 6 feet. They're not even 6 feet, they said. And I said, well, you're not here. The way this room works, 3 feet is 6 feet. Basements are weird like that. But anyway, I took on those requests and I said, okay, let me buy like $1,000 worth of gear just to get it virtual. Thanks, guys. But anyway, I have a guest and he's virtual. So we're going to welcome him and welcome to Here's the Deal. All right, enough of that theme music. We're going to fade it out because that's pretty cool. And then you turn it off and you fade it back up so you don't forget to turn it on later like you did in the past. But this guy's in the Bay Area. He's living it up. He's, I believe, in Oakland. And he's going to tell us what life is all about over there. Because, I mean, an hour and a half away from us, things are a little different. Am I right? So let's welcome Matt Irby.
Love the audience, Kev.
Thanks.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
I mean, I had to pay them to get here, though, for you, Matt.
I live for the applause,
Thank
you know.
Well, I figured that. So, how you been? I mean, are you holding up over there in the Bay Area?
Kev, I'm doing great. The Bay Area, it's crazy. Never come here again. It's a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Have you seen Mad Max, the movie?
I have seen Mad Max, and that's what I picture the future in the next half year, to be honest.
So imagine Mad Max.
Okay.
There's tons of water. It's definitely still, there's foliage.
Well, so you're saying Bay Area is already like the movie Mad Max?
Correct, but
oh my gosh,
you have to imagine Mad Max without the gas crisis.
Okay.
Or the lack of foliage, or the crazy cars.
So pretty much a normal life.
I mean, yeah, but with like a Mad Maxy feel.
You could argue that life itself is like Mad Max, even in, you know, the way you perceive things. So are you guys wearing like the funny, like Mad Max, they were all either half naked or some crazy like white pasty skin. Mm-hmm. Is that what people look like in the Bay Area?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I'm obviously not that because I'm very well tanned.
Yes, I mean, I was gonna mention that. That was gonna be the first thing. I actually wrote it down in my notes. Tell Matt that he's tan.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. I was gonna say it before you did.
Oh, it's okay, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yes.
But yeah, as I mentioned, there are blood boys running the streets of Oakland.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's the director's name? Do you remember? Well, no one.
I mean, I should.
No one. Well, no one cares about directors. It doesn't matter. No. I don't.
Overrated.
It's really about the guys picking up the sandbags because those guys are the real workers. Let's be honest.
I mean, they're the blue collar guys getting in there every day, making those big blockbuster Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
Movies possible.
You used to be a sand boy. That's where you started. Humble roots. But now, what do you do?
I'm a biologist, Kevin.
So it's your fault for the virus. You started the virus.
I mean, I don't want to take blame. That feels not accurate.
No, this is why I brought you on Here's the Deal. I want you to tell my audience what's going on and why you started the virus. So go ahead. Okay.
What I've heard,
yeah,
this all hearsay, of course, was that the virus actually started in Sacramento, somewhere around Midtown.
That's where I live.
Mm-hmm. Just maybe coincidental. I don't want to point fingers per se. But there is a hotspot around the Business 80 freeway.
That's right. I'm right next to Business 80.
And if I remember correctly, you have a large population of rats that live in your house. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did have a lot of rats. You're right.
And I think they've narrowed it down to the virus is actually coming from rats in close proximity with people.
And they were in my basement where I'm recording this right now.
Mm-hmm. Again, all hearsay. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I have been coughing a lot more at night, but it's probably, my girlfriend told me, don't worry about it. You know, if you die before me, I'll get your money. And I was like, wait, so you're just dating me for money? And she said, yeah. And I said, well,
yeah, it's how the cookie crumbles, you know? You got to break some eggs to make an omelet, I think is what they say.
I said it first. I'm drinking. This is the first time I've done podcasts without drinking alcohol. And so that's another thing everybody was super negative about. Oh, Kevin, like, you know, you bring down your white blood cell count. Is that a real thing? That's a thing. You're a biologist.
Right? That is a thing, correct. Yes.
Yeah. And when you drink alcohol, it's not good for your immune system. So I took that on, and I'm drinking coffee right now. It's the morning time, and I feel great. I'm perked up. I'm ready to go. And you're also drinking caffeine, right?
Why would you rub that in my face like that? We specifically talked about this before the podcast. I did not want to talk about caffeine, Kevin.
Okay, but here's the deal, Matt. People want to know. I mean, there's millions of people out there like you. They want to know why you don't drink caffeine. So I'm putting you on the spot.
Do you want to know that I live in shame because I can't consume caffeine?
What happens to you?
What you want?
What happens to you if you drink caffeine?
I'll die, Kevin. I will die. I mean, I won't die.
Oh.
I might have I get sweaty.
Well, no one wants to be sweaty.
My heart pounds really fast, like a little hummingbird in my chest.
Oh, that's cute. And you don't want a hummingbird to die.
No.
And
I support all hummingbirds.
Would you consider that your spirit animal, or are you some type of...
Ooh, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't think a hummingbird is really my style. I'd go like a big ass like barn owl.
And you...
Noble.
Yeah, and
swift.
And then you could kill the rats in my basement.
Yeah.
You know what my spirit animal is?
Do tell, please.
I'll just play it for you. Can you guess what that is?
Is that a mountain lion?
No, it was a house.
Sorry, what is a mountain lion, Alex?
It was a house cat, Matt. Thanks.
Oh,
that was
that like
a house cat?
A house cat in heat?
Yeah,
that sounds like what goes on in my backyard 3 times a month. So you're a house cat. You think you just...
Yeah, I like prancing around. I like jumping on counters. I drink water out of the faucet while I'm doing dishes, and then you put a shoelace in front of me. I'm gonna play with it.
Do you like to lap milk out of a bowl?
That's where I draw the line, Matt.
That's too much?
That's where I draw the line.
How did you feel about the movie Cats? Out of curiosity.
Loved it. I've seen it 5 times. Watched it in the theater 3 times. Sang half the songs. Got kicked out twice of the movie theaters. Just go into it thinking I'm gonna watch some Cats, and you're gonna love it.
And let's be honest, you love some drama.
I love drama.
You're a late 20s drama queen.
I watched General Hospital. I watched General Hospital for 9 years because I didn't have cable TV, and I got super into soap operas.
I have no experience with soap operas.
Here's the deal, guys. Sometimes I say, here's the thing, and I'm really upset about that because if there's podcasts out there called Here's the Thing trying to copy me and what I'm doing, and they're called Here's the Thing, and they're trying to do the exact same thing as me. Oh, speaking of Here's the Deal, you know Joe Biden started a podcast called Here's the Deal? Go check it out. Anybody watching this, are you listening to this? Go do it right now. Joe Biden started a podcast called Here's the Deal, and it's bullshit.
Do you think he would make you vice president?
You're gonna make me say this. You're gonna make me say it. Yes, I am running for vice president.
Can I be your vice president?
Of course. I'm gonna need my medical team behind me because the way things are going now, not great. So I'm gonna need a biologist.
I'm on it.
All right.
I know all about the DNAs and cells.
And then we'll have we'll go pick up all the people with the virus, take them to the hospital, and bonk them on the head because that's how you get rid of the virus.
A bonk. That's a good bonk.
Yeah.
Good old.
Well, actually, that one's called a doink. So, I don't have a bonk right now. I'm sorry.
I'm offended.
I have that though. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break, Matt. I'm sorry to cut you off. But Jack Strawberry is one of our many ad sponsors for the show. It's how I make my money. So this is called What to Do. Can you see that all right? Can you see the what to do? Okay, good. But you read this book. There's about 347 chapters in here, 300 pages long. So you're getting the creme la creme. I think that's French. What really like attracted you to the book in the first place? Because you told me that you read it.
Yeah, so I read chapter 238, I believe it was.
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that was the one you said you were going to talk about.
And so the topic of choice was what to do at a murder scene.
And that was that was a really...
It was a little out of place.
It was a little out of place because I think the chapter before that was about mowing your lawn. And then all of a sudden you're talking about murder and it kind of got dark. And I told Jack Strawberry that. I said, I don't know if my viewers are going to want to hear about that. Especially because there's not many murder mystery podcasts out there. So this might scare you guys. So yeah, go ahead and tell them what really attracted you to that chapter then.
Well, you told me to read it. And
I did tell you, but other than that.
You specifically told me to read that chapter. It was kind of strange, so I think I had some blurbs from previous chapters. It was nice, mowing your lawn, how to like flip a steak, that sort of stuff.
That was one of my favorites.
This chapter was different, it kind of switching to the third person. It started saying Jack does this.
Jack does that. Almost like Jack reminds me of like Jack and Jill climb a hill.
But it ends in murder.
Yeah.
It ends with Jack pushing Jill down the hill. And how to hide it. How to hide it. Yeah. How to get away with murder.
Yeah. And then he signed his name saying, I got away with it at the bottom. And that was a little strange to me. What'd you think about that? It flipped the script on what you would think what to do was about. But it challenged us. So if you guys want a book that challenges you, builds muscle and integrity, you're going to want to get this book. So that's enough about what to do. We don't need to talk about that all day. A big thing about fighting the virus is actually learning some UFC techniques. Mm-hmm. And so me and my friend, we actually watch UFC. So I'm well versed into it. I mean, I know the moves. I took a jiu-jitsu class one time, and I found that the flying elbow to take out the virus, like, so if you feel like you're like a sneeze is coming on, just start elbowing the air. Go out. I know it's going to look funny. People are going to stare at you and what the hell is that guy doing? But do you want the virus? Let me ask you that question. Do you want the virus? The
answer to your question is no, Kevin. You do not want the virus.
Okay, but yes, but I'm asking the audience, do you want the virus? And I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting.
And they're saying, maybe. Explain to me why I don't want the virus.
No, they haven't said anything yet.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh.
Do you want the virus?
Yes. No.
They said no. Follow these simple steps. Flying elbow, the leg lock grip.
Yep. My personal favorite is the raccoon, like the raccoon shaking out a trash can lid.
The raccoon. So have you guys ever peered out your window in the middle of the night? The little munchkin raccoon is going through your trash and then it stares back at you. Try that technique because that's how raccoons have been able to fend off diseases since dinosaur times. And I mean, that's probably not the technical term, but I call it the dinosaur times.
That checks out. Ooh, and also I want to pitch this as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's stuck inside. You probably have a significant other.
I do.
For those of you living with other people, you can practice your UFC moves on your significant other.
Is this a sexual thing? The caffeine is going straight to my brain.
That's fair.
I have a very complex mind, so it's just gonna happen every once in a while. I'm sorry, Matt. I did an IQ test once, and it was pretty high. That noise means it's time for. Actually, I didn't really have a segment. I just wanted to press that button.
I have a segment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna. So Matt, yeah, go ahead.
So Kevin, you're a world famous podcaster.
Yes, I am.
You ask people questions all day. So I wanted to take some of that burden off of you today and ask you some questions and maybe flip the script.
That's really nice of you, actually.
Get inside the mind or, the motivations or, maybe motives of a podcaster.
Motives. Okay, sure. Something about that word just rings a bell, but yeah.
Okay, so first question. How do you select your guests? How do you select your guests?
I bring people that I think are taking on the world and challenging life, but also they're people that I know and they're my friends. I guess that's the short answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Well thought out. Okay, so let's get into some fun questions. How's that sound?
I love fun questions. So let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do the fun stuff. All right. What's the weirdest smell you have ever smelled?
Well, it's something I live with day to day, and it's something coming from the cellar. There's this little small part of the cellar, and it's connected to the basement, and it's been leaking. I don't know what it is, but I put it in my coffee, and I feel great ever since I've been doing it.
That's science. You're just experimenting.
I do find that I can only stay awake for 2 hours a day, though.
Oh.
So that's the only thing that's changed, but I don't think that's it's not a big deal. I feel like for those 2 hours that I'm awake, I feel amazing.
Good to know. Do you mind if I take notes throughout this? I'm just going to write on a notepad. You answer your question.
I mean,
Is that okay?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just a full immersive experience into Kevin's mind.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So next question. Who's your mortal enemy and why?
My mortal enemy is bacon. Bacon has brought a couple of deaths to my family, cholesterol. Mm-hmm. And every time I eat bacon, a grumble in my stomach occurs and it scares me. So I don't want to get to that level. I also don't like talking about it much. I start to get a little emotional.
Getting a little sweaty?
Start to get a little emotional about bacon. I'm good. Right, I'm a man. You could also be a woman. It's okay. I'm a man, but also a woman.
Is it Beyonce that says, or it's a Destiny's Child that's not yet a woman, or no? How's that go? What's that lyric? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm just a woman walking on the street. That one?
That's Shania Twain, but sure.
Oh, okay. Any other hard-hitting facts, Matt? Because these have been really easy for me.
Is cereal soup?
Cereal is... That's a complicated question. I think soup, if it's hot, it's soup. So if you eat soup cold, then it's cereal.
Oh, interesting.
Think about that.
Like a nice
if it's hot, then it's soup. If it's cold, it's cereal.
I like it.
Yeah.
So is ice cream
actually one of the chapters in What to Do.
Is ice cream then frozen cereal? What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say the word red?
Blood, lots of blood gushing out, pouring into my hands, onto my body.
Like the scene from The Shining, right? Where there's just a cascade of blood.
Yeah, it comes out of the door and it flushes down the hallways.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Why I'm thinking about that right now.
What would you say is the defining role of Rob Schneider's esteemed acting career?
Well, when he played a carrot.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
There was a great. It's called Let's Be Carrots Together. One of the comedy legends, and that was a defining moment in his career. Let's Be Carrots. He wakes up one morning and he's a carrot, and he goes to the mirror. He goes, "I'm a carrot."
I'll check it out. I've never seen it. Good to know. And then Kevin, I just have one more question for you.
Yeah, please do. This is great.
So again, we've talked about blood a lot.
We've talked about a lot of blood.
Kind of unprompted, really. You've brought blood up a lot.
I don't remember talking about it, though.
Interesting. So I did just watch the great David Fincher's masterpiece, Zodiac, recently.
Such a great movie.
And I just have to ask.
Yeah.
Are you the Zodiac killer by chance?
Why would you ask me that?
It's just, I watched the movie. I see a lot of parallels. We did discuss blood and murder. The chapter you had me read in your book was about murder.
Yeah. I don't need to admit to anything, but no.
Well, here's the deal, Kevin. So we're here at Folsom State Prison. And this whole podcast thing you've been doing is just a fantasy that you've been living out in your jail cell for committing the murders of 4 innocent people.
That can't be. That can't be. I started this podcast in my basement.
No, Kevin, you started this podcast in prison. Who have your guests been so far? Your good friends?
Yeah.
Have you seen those good friends lately? Or have you been stuck in a basement for the last...
I saw Dane and Ryan. just yesterday
Yeah, you saw them.
in my head. I hear music in my head though. Do you not hear the music? Like the outro.
No, Kevin, there's no music.
No, Kevin, there's no music.
They hear dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tell me you can't. You can hear that, Matt, right?
Bring in the guards.
No, please. No! Subscribe here. I don't know how YouTube works. Either subscribe here or here. It's going to pop up. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to, if you're in a busy city, pull over. I want you to pull over right now. So get out of that busy city. And I want you to pull that whistle.